A couple weeks ago, we talked about different kinds of tired and how you can reset if you have already overdid it and getting close to hitting the rock bottom. Well, our lives are intense and unpredictable. And for caregivers, things like hour-long lunch breaks, quiet afternoons, or spa days often sound like luxuries we simply can't afford. Even shorter breaks, like 10 or 20 minutes, may not fit into some of our crazier days. You may not be able to carve out whole 10 minutes at the end of each hour. But what about taking 3 2-minute pauses instead? They happen pretty naturally during the day, while your computer resets or you're sitting at a red light. So the key to micro breaks is making them frequent and targeted. So whatever power it is that we are using gets at least some payback. No, micro breaks don't replace real sleep or deep rest, but they are still more than nothing. Hi, I'm Tamara, a certified master health coach. I help caregivers protect their energy with small, doable self-care routines. And recently, I had a task that I thought was going to take about 2-3 hours to complete. But software did not collaborate. Internet connection glitched. Kids were off school and constantly interrupted my focus. So suddenly I was 6 hours in and that task wasn't even close to be done, but I very much was. It's so natural to try to push through, especially with deadlines and other responsibilities. But things that are outside of our control that screw our plans, they just going to keep happening. And knowing this, I would rather plan some pit stops for my next long-ass job than face another breakdown, purely because I pushed too hard. And before I go any further, I want to say one thing clearly. If you do have breaks and still don't feel recovered, that's not a sign that you're weak or spoiled or whatever. It usually means something in your life is asking for deeper attention. This video is not about diagnosing that, but I just wanted you to know that nothing is wrong with you if life feels like too much. What this video is about is using what time is available to you, even if it's just a minute or two, and getting the very best out of it. Step 1 is recognizing what type of tasks you will likely be facing today. Is it going to be mostly physical, cognitive, or emotional, or a healthy mix of all three? Once you know the terrain, you can plan your micro breaks accordingly. We'll start with the physical routes, the days when your body is the one doing the heavy lifting. Maybe you're running errands, standing a lot, carrying kids around, doing chores, or it's the opposite side of the same coin, you're sitting in one position for way too long. Physical fatigue may show up as aches or pains, sensations of pinched nerves or pins and needles, stiffness or tension, or just, that my body feels heavy kind of feeling. So if you're running around, you'll need to allow working muscles to rest and calm down. And stretching is pretty easy and it has a capacity of bringing instant relief. If, on the other hand, you're sitting all day, you might want to introduce movement to regain circulation, allowing the body to take a breath. So shake it off. Decision-making, problem-solving, planning, creating, analyzing. All of this pulls from your executive function. Mental fatigue often feels like fog, irritability, forgetting what you were doing, or hitting a wall mid-sentence. Often, these tasks call for lots of focused attention. And while for some people maintaining focus is easier than for others, the amount of so-called directed attention is limited for everyone. And it needs to be replenished in order to maintain the quality of your work. Here I have 2 directions for you, depending on your personality and what feels good for you at the moment. First group of options to deal with mental fatigue is based on Mark Berman's research, who has discovered that cognitive function may be improved by interacting with nature. The second route is physical And it's based on continuous research that is being done on effects of exercise on brain function. So if you feel like engaging with nature, try these things as your mental micro breaks. If you have any view of nature, trees, sky, even a patch of grass, let your eyes rest on it for 20, 30 seconds, maybe a little more. If you can step outside, even better. Take care of an indoor plant for a minute. Water it, remove dead leaves or wipe the leaves, I don't know. According to Berman, any interaction with plants has a potential for restoring attention. If you don't have any nature nearby, use substitutes. Surprisingly, they work too. So watch a video of nature or put on a recording of natural sounds. And if you're feeling like doing something more intense, high-intensity movement showed to also improve immediate cognitive performance. So if you feel that your brain is fried, even 2 minutes of burpees or running up and down the stairs can boost immediate cognitive performance. And finally, the emotional route, which can be the most invisible and the most draining. These are the days when you're juggling emotions. Overwhelm, frustration, rumination, irritability, or carrying someone else's feelings on top of your own. Emotional fatigue does not look dramatic from the outside. Well, unless you have reached the end of your rope, and then it becomes very obvious. But inside it feels like static in your chest. So here are a few ways to quickly regulate your emotions. If you need to stay calm under pressure, try box breathing. Inhale for 4, hold for 4, exhale for 4, and hold for 4. If you need to calm down quickly, try 4-7-8 breathing. Inhale for 4, hold for 7, exhale for 8. It's like emergency brake for the nervous system. If you need to shift your mood, listen to a particular piece of music that reliably moves you emotionally, up or down. If you need to unload what's spinning in your head, journal, 1-2 minutes. It doesn't have to be deep, just get the thoughts out. And if your mind is stuck on a loop, use the senses to pull you out of rumination and back into your body. The 5-4-3-2-1 technique is great for it. It's noticing 5 things you can see, 4 things you can touch, 3 things you can hear, 2 things you can smell, and just 1 thing you can taste. So, here's the takeaway. You do not need a full afternoon or a spa day or a perfect schedule to feel somewhat better. Your body and mind ain't asking for something big all this time, but for regular tiny moments of relief. These micro breaks don't fix everything, but they do prevent you from running yourself into the ground before the day is even halfway over. If you want support building routines like this into your life without adding more pressure, you'll find the links to my coaching and my newsletter below. I'd love to help you build an everyday life that you don't need to recover from.